Normal, everyday people are often skeptical when they hear something they perceive to be exaggeration, hyperbole, in internet speak, clickbait. And one such example of this, of course, is in my unhumble opinion, the most significant book about the political and social left that has ever been written, in its predictions, in its timeliness, in its reframing of what has gone before us, in its visceral descriptions of how the left down through the centuries thinks and what they do every single time. The names, the centuries, the places, even the numbers change. But what never changes is what they do and why they do it. It follows the same battle plan every time. But what we're seeing now in the United States, we call it communism. People roll their eyes at Donald J. Trump calling her Comrade Kamala Harris. She's a Marxist. Marxist professor was her father. Oh, isn't that exaggeration? Oh, that's just name calling. Oh, that's. Wait a second. Wait a second. What if we understand the way that they think? What if we understand that they do not want most people to wake up? What if we're experiencing a boiling of the frog type of slow walked revolution, a long march through the institutions, not a violent, militaristic, exactly communist uprising like we saw with the toppling of the Tsar or the ejection of the Spanish military from the public life as the bands of communist guerrillas went around murdering at abandoned in the 1930s in Spain. What if we're seeing something more cultural, something that is what you might call, using military language, a low intensity conflict, where it's low enough just below the surface that when most people look out their window, oh, no communist revolution out there, no revolutionary war, I don't see any uprisings, I don't see anybody waving red flags. You turn away, and that's how they win. I want to read you something from our vice president, J.D. Vance. He says, in the past, communists marched in the streets waving red flags. Today, they march through HR, human resources, college campuses, and courtrooms to wage lawfare against good, honest people. Jack Posobiec and Joshua Lisec reveal their plans and show us what to do to fight back. J.D. Vance, 48. Most people, I have learned, and this is now the marketing brain of mine coming out for you. When they hear something for the first time that is multiple steps or multiple adjacencies away from where they're currently thinking, they're going to meet you with skepticism. Communist revolution? Oh, I don't know about that. You need to explain. You need to walk them from where they are to where they want to be. And you want to do that by talking to them about things they already understand. Why is it that X? You've probably wondered why. Why? You figure how Z affects this part of your life? You connect the dots, not in a conspiratorial type of web way. You've seen the memes, I'm sure, of connecting all these dots that aren't really connected. But what you want to do is you don't want to just explain. That's not enough. Hindcasting. You want to forecast. You want to explain. You want to tell people what's going to be happening next. The very week that book released, its forward author, Steve Bannon, went to prison for 4 months, political prisoner. Donald J. Trump was shot in the head. One of his supporters was murdered. 2 other people were severely injured. And in the weeks and months followed, we have seen increasing violence, lawlessness, anti-law and order, street tyranny, anarcho-tyranny, you could call it. Multiple convicted criminals released to butcher innocents. We've seen a healthcare CEO gunned down in the streets, and the young left make him into a folk hero. We saw the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They didn't get Trump the first time, so they tried to get him again. But then people will say, well, why do you use they? Why do you keep saying they? What's with this they? We continue to see transvestites murdering Christian children in school and in church. We understand the motivation of the people who are taking pot shots at ICE, violent protests. If you don't understand the context that this is a 250 years on now story about the violent, anti-human far left, if you don't understand the context, you have no idea what's going on. And this, by the way, is teaching a little bit of marketing for how to explain the unexplainable. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense to you. You're able to not just connect the dots of the past, but connect the dots into the future. And then the things that you say are going to happen begin happening. That gives you credibility, that gives you authority, that gives you earned expertise. That's not really possible to earn in any other way. You just have to be right. Nobody says that the book Unhumans is extreme or hyperbolic anymore. Everyone just says, sadly, you guys were right. I'm sorry. Apology accepted.